I present to you Ian T. Healy, homeowner, family man, barista, toreador, cryptographer, ninja, saucier, bikini model, diplomat, pomme de terre, conquistador, and author extraordinaire.
Hi, Ian.
Hi.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Did he just call me a potato?
I just have a few questions that I want to ask you to probe into the mind of the author that is Ian T. Healy so that your fans and new fans can really get to know you better.
Okay.
Is that all right? Okay, great. My first question for you, your new book, what is the pronunciation of it? Is it Just Cause or Just Cause?
Well, the pronunciation I had in mind originally was Just Cause because it's sort of for a cause of great justice sort of thing.
Is your hair really that curly?
It is. I have a fairly extensive ritual that I use to keep it this curly and long, and the chicks dig it.
Excellent. Have you ever been stalked?
I haven't, but I'm really hopeful that this will help to develop a stalker base. Every author wants that kind of psychotic attention. I think in the end we all want that.
Absolutely.
So you read Just Cause?
I did read Just Cause.
Of course I read the book.
Well, Ian, I was really impressed that it had a front cover and a back cover. A lot of books these days don't have covers at all.
What do you think about Sally as a realistic character?
Oh, she was realistic. She starts out as this Pollyanna girl, who just believes in mushrooms and candy canes and all that kind of stuff. And at the end, she's a real human being.
Is Sally a hero in your eyes?
Oh, absolutely, hands down. No doubt about it whatsoever. I just need her mailing address so I can send her the Valentine's card.
What was your favorite part about it?
I really like the bit with the giraffes.
Giraffes.
My favorite part when she drinks the potion.
The potion.
The potion that gives her the superhero power to actually be influenced by new data. So many people out there, when given new data, just incorporate it into their belief system, but she actually changed her opinion based on new facts.
Well, I would have to say the pop-up section where I could pull the little tab and the superhero runs really fast across the page.
Did you in fact read the book?
Well, I'm going to get to it. I haven't really read it yet.
No, I did not.
No.
What is your favorite part of the book?
Oh, I think my favorite part of the book has to be the great big fight in Guatemala between about 5 different teams of superheroes. It's epic.
My final question for you. Superpowers?
Yes.
Fantastic. Ian, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, do it.
Thank you guys once again and welcome Ian.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being patient. This is my book, Just Cause. It's a superhero novel. It's not a graphic novel, so if you're looking for pictures, you're not going to find them except on the cover. This has been very much of a labor of love for me. It's a book that took probably 10 years to really come into existence. And it's kind of a fun story, so I'm going to tell it to you. Flashback to about the very beginning of 2003. I'd written my first, I'd call it my first modern novel in the sense that I didn't write it in high school. It was a Star Wars fan fiction, and I had it all planned out. I was going to send it off, and they were going to publish it, and I was going to be famous. And it would send me off on a meteoric career as a writer. Well, the reality of the situation is that's not how it works in publishing. I sent the query off to Del Rey Books, who was publishing Star Wars at the time, and I got a very nice email back from the editor saying, "We don't accept unsolicited submissions." And I wasn't quite willing to give up yet, so I emailed her back saying, well, okay, how do I get solicited? And she had no reason to reply to me, but she did. She wrote back saying, well, you need to have a writing style which is fitting with the Star Wars universe, and you need to have a reasonably large following, and of the writing the sort of thing that we would find appealing. Well, a lot of guys might have gone and played Nintendo for 19 hours and given up, but I instead decided, okay, fine, I'll show her. So over the next several months, I pounded out the first draft of Just Cause, and I finished that in October of 2003, and it was epic, well over 100,000 words, and it was going to be my meal ticket. It was going to get published, and I was going to be famous, and then begin my meteoric rise as a writer, and Del Rey would be begging me to write Star Wars books, and I could say, oh, well, you know what, I've got one right here. So the truth is, it doesn't really work that way either. I started querying it around, and 140 rejections later, it occurred to me that, well, maybe this just isn't quite the right book for me for right now. So I set it aside and got busy writing other things, and I kept writing, and over the next few years I wrote several novels, including some sequels to Just Cause. And after I'd gone to my first writer's convention, I pulled out the manuscript once again and dusted it off, and went at it with a very critical eye, and cut 40,000 words right out of it. And if you've done any kind of writing, you know that I cut a novel out of a novel. So I was left with very much of a bare bones story, and I wrote 20,000 new words, and it was much better. And I had it edited and revised, and sent it around again, and it still kept getting rejected. But I was getting more editors and agents wanting to read it. In fact, one of the sequels I wrote, called Deep Six, did make it to the semifinal round of the Amazon Breakthrough Novel Award contest, which is something that they've been having every year for the past few years. Fast forward again to 2009, when I landed my first agent, and she worked real hard to try and sell the Just Cause universe series, and didn't have much success with it. And after a year, she was forced to retire due to health concerns. So I got passed along to another agent who worked very hard for a year to try and sell my work, and at the end of which she was also forced to retire due to health concerns. So I have a new agent now who I'm getting regular medical reports from. But at the beginning of 2011, I started e-publishing a lot of my work on for Kindles and Nooks through Smashwords and Kindle Store. And I've got some 25 pieces up for sale right now, and one of those pieces was Just Cause, which I had since renamed Mustang Sally. And it had been up for about a month when I was contacted by a publisher who specializes in superhero fiction. That's New Babel Books. And he was very interested in acquiring the series, and we spoke about it, and I accepted his offer. We pulled Mustang Sally from the ebook shelves, and in November of last year, Just Cause was released in print, and it's also available in ebook form. It is a superhero novel, as I said. It's about a third-generation superhero named Mustang Sally. She has super speed powers, and she is trying very hard to earn her place on the team, which has become sort of the premier superhero team in the country. Her mother was on this team, and her grandmother was one of the founders of the team. So she's got a lot of history and some big shoes to fill.